Well, hi, this is Cindy from Scout and Zoe's, and welcome to Scout and Zoe's University. Today, we're going to talk about turning disaster into delicious. We're going to talk about our carp products. Yes, and this is such a great graphic that I have to share it with you. So what we did is we took carp, Asian carp, not just any carp, because your parents will say, well, when I was a kid, I used to fish for carp down next to the river or at the dam. Well, that's not this carp. This is Asian carp. So it was brought here along with polyester and disco in the 70s, and it was actually meant to control aquaculture. So it was supposed to control weeds and stuff in retention ponds. Worked for a while until they escaped their boundaries, and then in the 90s they started proliferating in a huge way. A carp in 1 year can be my size. I'm 100 pounds and I'm 5'3", 5 feet 3 inches tall. So an adult carp can be the size of me in a year, and they breed. They're very prolific. So what they did is they overpopulated the rivers, and they're tearing up the waterways. They're just tearing them up because they're no known predators and they eat everything. So what they did is they were slapping boaters in the face and acting like really, a-holes. They were acting really horrible. So what the industry tried to do is get people to eat them, and people said, yeah, no, not so much. Uncle Sam came in and said, we're going to spend a bunch of money to try to eradicate them. That didn't work either. So, ta-da! Look, there's a graphic of me. I had an idea, and it's like, oh, I think that I can turn disaster into delicious and maybe make some treats. I wonder how dogs and cats would like them. So I went down that road. They do. Doggos and kitties love this product. Now fishermen have something to sell, and local fishermen, not big fishing conglomerates, but they're cleaning up the waterways by harvesting the fish. They're processed by a second chance employer. That means that people who work for them have been incarcerated and have had trouble with the law. So what we do is we operate with or partner with them so that they can have a second chance at providing a life for themselves. Then we have intellectually disabled or intellectually challenged adults pack our treats, and then your dog or kitty gets a healthy treat full of omega-3s. We'll go into the benefits in a little bit. And the rivers love us because it's turning everything back into ecological balance. So disaster into delicious, that's what we do. So let's talk a little bit about the treats. So I'm going to, while I love this graphic, I'm going to put it down, and I'm going to sit on my little chair so that we can talk more about these treats. So what we did is we took body parts, carp body parts, and made treats out of them. And what we did is this labeling will change slightly because we're rebranding just a little bit on our look and feel, but these are carp skins. We call them carp planks, and they're wonderful because they have a lot of omega-3s. In fact, Asian carp has more omega-3s than salmon does, so this is a very, very good treat. Some of the skin has small, tiny bones and a little bit of meat on it, red meat from the carp. So these are wonderful treats. And we call this our fish on a mission. And on the back, you'll see the picture of the carp jumping out of the river. This is the Illinois River. So the state of Illinois allowed us to use this picture. We call it fish on a mission because why choose carp treats? Because they're nutritious. They're high in omega-3 fatty acids. They're free of heavy metals and mercury because they're a filter fish like a whale. They're not on the bottom where all of that settles. They're invading the waterways. They're caught by local fishermen, processed by a second chance employer, and it's sustainable fishing processes. And we also have them bagged by intellectually disabled adults. So everybody touches it with love all along the way. That's why we call it our fish on a mission. So the first thing are our carp planks. And then we take the red meat of the carp and use it for carp spears. This is the package for dogs, and this is the package for kitties. So we know cat people like small packages. So we've got two different sizes, one for dogs, one for cats. And you can see the cat package is much smaller. It's 1.5 ounces, I think, maybe 2. And the dog package is 4 ounces. So this is made from the red meat of the carp, limited ingredients, so it's wonderful for dogs who have allergies or maybe on a diet where they have to have limited ingredients. Then we have the hearts and livers we call vittles. These are, you can't see them very well, and they don't look like much, but very, very tasty because it's, once again, organ meat, so it's really good for the dogs. And you could probably give these to your kitties and they would love them too. But that's the hearts and livers. And at one point we were able to get the bladders, which would be called our bubblers or our puffers. But we can't get those yet right now because of the labor shortages. And we've also had the eyeballs. You can see those. They kind of look like marbles. That's my thumb. There's an eyeball. And as soon as these are back in stock, we'll let you know. But once again, because these are manual processes, removing these from the fish, because they only have 2 eyes, they only have 1 liver and 1 heart, it's really hard. It's very, very labor intensive, and the fisheries or the processors just don't have the manpower to do it. So we're waiting for those to come back. But today, what I want you to remember about the Fish on a Mission or the carp products is that we have it's not a large selection, but we have several products that are very well accepted by pups and kitties, that these are extremely nutritious, that they have more omega-3s than salmon does. It's domestic. It's raised in it grows. Its habitat is the U.S. now. It's a filter fish, like a whale. It filters at the top, so it doesn't have the heavy metals and mercury like other fish, like tuna might. And that this is a very invasive fish, and it is it's destroying the waterways. So if you have customers who are very ecologically minded and also very nutrition minded for their dogs, this is going to hit on both cylinders for them. So once again, our carp products, Asian carp products, this is called our Fish on a Mission. We actually have this, put one of these down. We actually have this as a shelf talker that we can send you the PDF so you can print it out and put it with the carp products. And that's all I have for you today on the, we call it Carpius maximus, but it's just really our Asian carp products. So if you have any questions, you know where to find me, Cindy at scoutandzoes.com, and we'll see you next time.